Welcome to Community Connections with Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. I am just one of your humble hosts, Sean Boyle, with me is
Ashley Mock.
And welcome to the half-hour television show. Thanks to a wonderful partnership with St. Lucie Public Schools WLX TV, where we come to you through your TV, the interwebs, the YouTubes, you know, all those things. Magic. To talk about resources and things that are available for children and families in our great community we call St. Lucie County. Now, we at the Children's Services Council, Ashley and myself, despite doing this show for about 10 years now.
More than that, I think.
Yes, you could watch us grow up. If you go on YouTube, you can see the early stages of our little AM show that went to FM, went to a podcast and a television show.
But we haven't gotten better.
No, that was my whole point. We have not got better because we are not media professionals. But what we do at the Children's Services Council, what we focus on every single day is 5 priorities. And those priorities are, and count them with me, 1, making sure every baby's a healthy baby. 2, stopping child abuse before it happens. We can get our guest in on it.
Yeah, I'm counting
3, keeping kids off the streets. 4, keeping them in school. And 5, keeping them off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors. And when I say that we focus on those, we make available and fund programs and those that address those 5 priorities that are available to all children and families in St. Lucie County.
And so typically, a little foreshadowing to our guests today, typically we bring on some people who work in those programs to talk about those programs, what they're doing. Today we have a special guest with us today. So not from one of those 54 programs that we're working with annually, but still great fun and great opportunities for children and families in our community. So the best way to learn about those 54 programs that we're working with is on our website at cscslc.org. But we also have these new nifty postcards that you can see out in the community. So if you'll remember, if you've watched the show for a while, you probably remember us talking about our family guides, and we've printed those and published those in the community for a long time. Those have not gone away. We still have those. But this is kind of a simpler, easier, quicker way to get to the information about all of our funded program partners and their contact information as well. So if there is something that you're looking for your family, or perhaps to share with a neighbor or a coworker, this QR code on this fancy postcard will take you right to our website where you can learn all the information you need about all of those programs.
I'm going to rewatch this show on YouTube, and I'm going to see if I can scan the QR code off the television
I don't know.
screen.
That's a serious
That's going to be tough,
right?
I don't have that big of a TV.
But our website...
My little 17-inch black and white TV.
Our website, where this QR code will take you, is the best place and most accurate to get information about those programs. It's also the place that we share information about upcoming events, funding opportunities, pretty much anything you would want to know about us, you can find on our website.
Are you talking about our website or the Book of Face?
Otherwise
no, that's your Facebook. Yes, you can find all that out as well on Facebook. Just look up Children's Services Council. Make sure you put in St. Lucie County while you stalk your friends that you went to high school with. Make sure you look up the Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County because, as Ashley mentioned, all that stuff that's on the website, as well as, I think we post nearly every day.
We do.
It's either informational, inspirational, end of list. So the other thing that you can do if you're like, Sean, I am not over 50, I do not go on Facebook, we are on Instagram.
We are on Instagram.
IG, as the cool kids say.
It is, although I'm learning that we might be even getting too old for that.
No, and we're also on...
It's happening.
No, I'm just kidding, we're not.
No.
That's the end of our social media list, but look up St. Lucie CSC. That's our Instagram name, and that's a little bit different in that it's less words, more pictures.
More pictures, more fun, kind of behind the scenes, if you will, what we're doing in our office, which is usually just having a lot of fun.
So it's been a minute since we've had a show because...
Pesky hurricane.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out. This is kind of off script, but when the hurricanes came and all the storms and the devastation the community went through, as a funder, we already talked about how we fund children's programs. We're in what we call a funders consortium. It's just a fancy word to say that the people that fund stuff in the community, we get together. Community Foundation, United Way of St. Lucie Okeechobee, Community Foundation Martin St. Lucie, you're going to get the proper name in there, and Bank of America. We get together and we address the immediate needs, and we were able to collectively support some of those organizations like Graceway, Mustard Seed, and so on that were providing the immediate help during that time, and we continue to do so.
Yes.
So I just want to put that out there, and hopefully everybody's recovering well. We have a couple of things coming up.
We do.
I was telling this story, and and I'm just going to tell it on here, not that anybody cares. I was getting dressed this morning because clearly I'm clothed, and I was like, right at the last minute, I was like, you know what, I'm going to wear red-ish, you know, because we're approaching the holiday season. Completely forgot that I'm wearing blue socks and bluish shoes.
No one can see your socks.
They will when I put my foot on the table to show that I am wearing. But anyway, I say all that to say I wore somewhat reddish, festive because I'm ready for Thanksgiving. I'm just kidding. But we have a couple of things that are coming up. I'm going to go out of order. But I think this one, is it really our 12th annual?
It is. I counted, actually. I went
That was
all
our
the way.
11th.
Well, no.
What happened last year? Where was I?
You blurred
Was I
that
there?
out.
But
12th annual.
we have our 12th annual Sounds of the Season holiday concert. 12th annual because we've done it 12 times. But it's at the Sunrise Theater, a great partner. It is on Friday, December 20th at 7 p.m. And at this concert, tickets are free, but it highlights and features young men and women that participate in some of our after-school programs, and those programs are specifically, and you know I'm going to miss some.
They're on the flyer.
Zoe Live, I'm trying not to look at the flyer again. Zoe Live, Pay Center for Girls, Future Generations, Boys and Girls Club, and End It.
You missed
And
one.
Lindsay School of
I
the
was gonna
Arts.
say, wait,
And
that was only
Lindsay
5.
School of the Arts, the obvious one. But
That was only
please come out. It's a show for all families. It's a great way to get into the holiday spirit. And what we ask is, typically these tickets are all gone by the time the show starts. So grab your ticket early at the box office. Got to go to the Sunrise Theater box office. Just swing downtown, grab some tacos, grab some tickets for your family. But what we ask, because you and I host it,
We do.
and
Again, not well.
not, yeah, kind of like this, except on the stage. And I always try to get Ashley to sing, and she refuses. So I sing, and then people leave. No. We usually get a full house or close to a full house, and we ask that the audience give each one of these youth performers a standing ovation, because how great is it for those kids to have an opportunity to stand on the stage of the historic Sunrise Theater to perform what they've practiced almost all year round. But what better way to give back to those kids by giving them a thunderous applause with a standing ovation.
And we are excited. So Zoe Live is a new program for us this year. They are one of our newest after-school programs, but have been doing creative arts and performing arts within their program for a long time. So we're excited to have them. I can tell you from conversations with these programs, we actually had a meeting this morning. They are really bringing it this year. So please don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. And if you have little kids, it is such a great opportunity for them, because I think I'm sure you'll agree with me. My favorite part is looking out into the audience and seeing the kids who are like really into the music at the time, because they really do have a good time.
I know, and we do ask if people can, if you come to the concert, grab your tickets. If you can, bring a new or gently used children's book. Not mandatory, we're going to let you in regardless. But if you can, bring those books, because again, that kind of circulates through the community through our efforts through St. Lucie Reads.
Yes.
But by the way, this concert will be the first time this is how I know we've been doing it for a while. I won't have any family in that audience. My kids have all grown up watching that concert. I know.
Well, don't worry. Normally it's on my daughter's birthday. It's not this year. It's late. So, but we can still tease her.
Yeah, we'll bring some kids up. We'll adopt some. The other ones that you may or may not want to attend, but this is a big deal for us. It's our third time, and after we do this announcement, I promise we'll get to our guest. This is our third time that we're partnering with the St. Lucie Chamber of Commerce. A little while ago, through efforts between us and the Chamber, we really were able to demonstrate and show the connection between serving families in St. Lucie County and the economic drivers in the community. There is an intersect there, and we highlight some of that information, as well as give out our Champion for Children awards. If you're interested in joining us for lunch, it's Chamber Chicken, because that's what's on the menu. The entertainment comes from us, as well as giving out awards. That event is going to be on December 4th at 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., which I believe is a half hour longer, so we get to talk a little bit more. And it's interactive, by the way. But if you can make it, registration on the Chamber of Commerce's website.
Yes.
All right, I think I am done announcing. I'm going to walk off set now while you have a conversation with our guests.
Going to do that. No, I am really excited about our guest today. I feel like it's been, I don't know, a couple years since we've been working with her, partnering with her organization. But for anybody like me who has grown up in Fort Pierce, I feel like I know and love the Manatee Center. And so we're excited to have Jessica with us today from the Manatee Center. We're going to talk a little bit about some things they have going on. But really, I think the thing she's excited to talk about is where the Manatee Center is going. But I do want to touch on, to just get started, you celebrated a birthday recently with the Manatee Center.
Yes.
That was super, it looked awesome. And I'm kind of upset that my family was gone and we missed it.
You should have come. It was excellent. It was such a great event.
So tell us
Truly.
a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about the Manatee Center and what you guys have going on.
So on Saturday, this just past Saturday, we held our third annual, if we're going to be counting, third annual Manatee Fest. So November is Manatee Awareness Month, and we decided that we wanted a way to celebrate that and bring some attention to Manatee Awareness Month. We came up with Manatee Fest, and we tied it into the anniversary of the Manatee Center as well, because we began in October, I think is when our Articles of Incorporation, when that came into being in October, and that was 28 years ago. Wow. So Manatee Fest started out as an idea for it's a birthday party for a manatee, birthday party for our mascot, Manatee Mo, or Mo the Manatee, I always mess that up.
Same, whatever.
Same, that's how I feel. It's a hoot, honestly. It really, really is. The first year we had a cake and we sang happy birthday, but then there was icing everywhere and it was
I
awful.
can see that, yeah.
Manatees are messy eaters.
Yeah.
Manatees are terribly messy eaters, especially when you give them cupcakes. Don't give them cupcakes, please. Do not feed manatees
Did not
at
hear
all.
that here, yes.
Well, this year's, I am so pleased about this event. I'm over the moon. We saw, I'm going to say, over 700 people at this
Oh my
event.
gosh.
It was wonderful. So what we do is we bring in, I don't want to say vendors, other organizations, other partners in the community in the Indian River sort of area, and who nonprofits, organizations who are working on conservation, Save the Manatee Club, those sorts of organizations are there, and we have them set up and present to all of our visitors. Tons of activities for kids. We even had a bounce house this year, which was a big hit. We still had cupcakes, but there were no accidents.
Good.
But it was a beautiful event, and we're all really proud of how it came off.
So this is a random question, and that's what I'm known for. So
All
just
right,
so
good. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
people are
Good
probably
morning.
watching, they're like, Children's Services Council,
What?
What are you doing with her?
manatees,
Yeah.
what's the connection? Why is it important that our kids, I mean, because you would be surprised, audience, how many youth in our community haven't even been to the water
Thank you for bringing
or
that
the
up.
beach. So why is it important that they know about manatees in the Manatee Center?
So manatees are a great way to fall in love with your community, with the Indian River Lagoon, with this amazing asset that we have right here in the Treasure Coast, right? That's kind of where this new vision that we have for the Manatee Center, what that looks like. We're taking a bigger approach instead of just saying, come down to the Manatee Center and see a manatee. That's really not the best way to fall in love with the Indian River Lagoon, right? So we say now, come down, learn about the Indian River Lagoon through the lens of manatees. And the reason it matters, especially to kids, is because they're the next stewards. These are the next people who are going to live here and care about this lagoon, this amazing estuary that we have. So we do have that. But then to follow up to your point about so many children and families never coming over to the lagoon. And so everyone who lives right through here, and it's not fun to talk about money and taxes and all of that, but we're all paying the same insurances, we're all paying the same taxes, and we're paying it for the weather. We're paying it for access to the ocean, the beach, the lagoon, the fishing, the recreation that's here. And to have swaths of community that don't feel comfortable coming to this area, don't feel comfortable crossing over the bridges, coming to the lagoon and engaging, that's where we are looking to have some impact.
So And I know you're going to talk about division, but not, you just said, so can you explain to everybody where the Manatee Center is at? And literally, if I go to the Manatee Center, I can meet a manatee
Sometime.
on his birthday?
You could have on Saturday. You missed it. So the Manatee Center is on Indian River Drive, just north of the Fort Pierce City Marina, located right on Moores Creek in the mouth of Indian River Lagoon and Moores Creek, right there. And there's an excellent boat ramp there, so that's how a lot of boaters know it. What was your other questions?
You said, I want to know if I show up,
He wants to see
I want to meet a manatee.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so I can't guarantee that because manatees are wild animals, and they have, I believe, my team is going to kill me for not knowing the exact mileage of the Indian River Lagoon. It's something like 157, 87, I don't know, but it's big, right? And so we have all of these manatees. That's their entire playground. And we just happen to be a parklet within that whole thing. So when Sean, actually, when you guys show up, I cannot say, oh, there's going to be a manatee. No, I can't. But this is a great space where you can come and look for one.
Yeah, and I think that's very cool that you're able to teach kids and anybody who comes really about the Indian River Lagoon through the eyes of a manatee.
Exactly.
Like when you said that, I was picturing like a manatee with a GoPro swimming through, and you could see the.
That might be an idea.
Like
Let's
copyright
go there,
Sean
actually.
Boyle. No.
I don't know how the conservation groups would love us like strapping things onto them.
But I think that's a clever way to approach it because it's a 2-for-1, right? You're learning about manatees, but also the importance of this
Their
natural
habitat,
resource
right?
that we have. And to your point, it's part of the reason why our homeowners is more than what it is.
I mean,
we're paying for
frankly,
the price
yes.
of living near the water.
But
Yeah, we are.
I think to your point too, I think kids, you know, you've mentioned that they are the next stewards of
They are.
our environment. And honestly, I think from the work that we do with children and the children in my own home, they're gonna do a really good job.
I'm really impressed with kids.
They're gonna do a great job. And so I love that you're incorporating that into sort of, you know, it is a network in our community, and it is kind of a focal point. Not everybody has a parklet for manatees to come hang out.
That's right.
And so we are special, and we should embrace that, and they should embrace that as part of their community as well.
They really should. And we've got great programming. We have great opportunities for kids and families to get involved.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because that's actually how we got connected to you. We do this cool thing with the chamber called Summer Passport. And so it's crazy that it's December almost. I feel like it is December.
It's around the corner.
It's December, and we're already talking about next summer, but we are. But Summer Passport is kind of how the Manatee Center came into our Children's Services Council
Right.
family, because you guys do some really cool things in the summer.
Yes, we do. And I am super excited about this coming summer. Last summer, this most previous, I really had no idea what to expect, right? And so that had, we have traditionally done our own summer camp during that time period. And so when I connected up with you guys about the passport program, I said, oh, instead of having a full summer of availability, we really only had a few weeks in between. And so it made it very difficult for us to be able to meet that need, that desire. So I made a very difficult and controversial and unpopular decision. For the foreseeable future, right now, as things exist, we are no longer going to be offering our own summer camp so that we can be able to be available to all of the full day, full summer camp programs that are available. We would go from, I would say with our summer camp program, we would see 60 kids over the summer. We can see hundreds of kids. We can see 1,000 kids that summer. And to me, that's, while we had an amazing summer camp program, we see kids out in the community who are like, yay, I love the Manatee Center. We want that experience for all of our kids. And we can have just such a bigger impact by doing it this way.
Yeah, very cool.
So you kind of alluded to, and we're starting to see little glimpses like this decision that you made, but well, pre-going live, we said, what do we want to talk about? You want to talk about the grand vision and where the Manatee Center is headed. So let's talk about that.
Okay, well, I printed out our new mission statement because it's still so new to us that I do not have it memorized.
Wow, so you're going through like,
No.
you're going like ground, you're strategic planning,
We did
vision,
the whole
mission.
thing.
Okay.
We have a new brand.
Okay.
We have, this is not your mother's Manatee Center. So it's, yeah, it's a new vision. We've always been the Manatee Observation and Education Center. And when I came on board 2 years ago, I looked at our reviews and I looked at our experiences, and the expectation that we would have a manatee there for people to see. And for real, we have people, what just happened on Saturday, who ask where the tank is for the manatee. And so I recognized that we needed to do a better job of setting expectations. Who are we? What are we doing? Right? So
Yeah.
we've gone through the rebranding, we've spoke to community stakeholders, understand where we're going. And instead of Manatee Observation Education Center, we are now just the Manatee Center, which is frankly how I think 99% of
100%.
That's what we've been
100%.
saying, and we didn't
I
even know.
I know,
There you go.
exactly. So we're just sort of streamlining and just honing in on who we are and what we do. So while we're losing observation and education in the name only, there's still opportunity for lots of observation, more of manatee friends, the lagoon, who are other inhabitants. I always like to say neighbors, the manatee neighbors that are happening there. And we're definitely doubling down on the education that we're doing. So all those things are still happening. So I'm going to give you our new service statement. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wait, is this a debut?
Feels very
Is
exclusive.
this like
Well,
a
I mean,
a
I
public
say it all the
debut?
time, but
We thought we were getting an exclusive.
Oh,
but
well, hold on,
We'll-
no.
we'll take it.
It's exclusive.
right,
It's
all right.
exclusive. The Manatee Center leads environmental education, tourism, and conservation of the Indian River Lagoon through inspiring visitor experiences. Sharing scientific study of the Treasure Coast marine ecology, we are an inclusive space to enjoy, explore, and advance environmental knowledge and advocacy together. So that's kind of where we're going. Now, the vision of this is a resource hub. The Manatee Center is small, there's no denying that, right? And there's such a huge story to tell for the Indian River Lagoon, and frankly for manatees too, of what they've been here forever. There's archaeological bones, and they've been here forever. I hear debates, oh, they were brought in for the railroad workers and they've been imported, and I hear everything. I really do. But there's I know, you can laugh. It's crazy, right?
You know what? Before I agree to work on the railroad, there better be some manatees there.
better be some
Otherwise,
manatees.
I'm not going to do it.
Right? So
Who knew?
there's a ton of information that we could give, but frankly, we don't have the space for that, right? So what we want to be is the first stop for our visitors to Fort Pierce, to the Treasure Coast, to learn about Indian River Lagoon and manatees. And then when their appetites are whetted for more information, we want to send them over to our partners and our friends. So there's other organizations up and down the coast who do amazing work. And so our goal is to share that knowledge and use our platform to share theirs.
And you're right. I mean, you think about, like, and I'm sure most people haven't been to there's the Harbor Branch.
Yeah.
There's in our area, there's multiple stops that, and I like the idea of promoting our environment amongst all those entities, because that's the connection, right?
Well, and I think too, it's, the whole reason, there's a reason that the manatees come here, right?
Yeah.
And so being able to tell that
Parklet.
story,
Parklet.
being able to
A very
tell that
unscientific
story,
version of that.
and to rationalize why they choose to come here, like that's part of our community story too.
Right.
And so networking with all those other organizations is awesome. We love that too, because there's no one organization that can do it all.
No,
and
can't.
we wouldn't want them to, honestly, right? Because there's so many different ways to learn and different ways to experience, and we want to make sure that residents and tourists are getting that information in the best way. So I love it. I'm excited. My kids had participated in the summer camps historically, so I totally understand your reasoning for making that change.
It's so sad.
I'm here, I get it. But I do think that the opportunity to be able to have more people get that experience is really worthwhile. So
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. It's not an easy decision to make.
Thanks. No, it was not. It's not. But it's an important one, right?
For sure. So if somebody is listening and is interested in possibly stopping by, maybe they've never been to the Manatee Center and they're interested or want to learn more, what are the best ways for them to get in touch with you or to get more information?
So I would check out our Facebook page, the Book of the Faces, right? And
Sean's favorite.
we're very active there. We've recently re-upped our Instagram, so there is some information with pretty pictures over there as well. We have a new website as part of our rebranding effort. It is not yet launched. We thought it was going to be launched on
We
the
know
7th.
that life.
Yeah. So it's not there yet, but they could check out our old website. It's still there. Check out www. Do we even have to say that anymore? I don't know. I haven't. ManateeCenter.org. That's who
There
we
you
are.
go.
Please come and check it out. And what's exciting is if you see the old version and then you come back like in a week or two, you're going to see the new version. You go, wow, it's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. So there's that. Or come to the center itself. We're at 480 North Indian River Drive. I always mess that up. North
Yeah.
Indian River Drive. And it's free parking. And right now, even if the center is closed, you are able to come down and look along the observation deck and look for manatees and look for the friends and neighbors of the manatees in the Indian River Lagoon.
Is this are we in our manatee window, like where they like to come here?
It is coming
It's
very
coming,
soon.
okay.
That very popular boat ramp will be closing soon, in a matter of weeks, for season, and that is manatee season.
Yeah.
And so if a family were to come by, you mentioned that if the storefront is closed, they can obviously still go check out the observation deck. But what are the hours of the storefront?
Thank you for asking. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have a great exhibit hall. We've got a phenomenal gift shop, actually, too, so don't miss that. Yeah, come out and visit. It's great.
You know, I want to connect two things.
Let's see.
So with our last minute and a half, so go downtown Fort Pierce.
Oh, I see what
Grab
you're
your
doing here.
tickets to the Sounds of the Season concert, and then because you're going to invite your relatives that have coming from out of town, because everybody wants to come to Florida during the holidays.
That's right.
Because they're not going to get snowed in. Go to the Manatee Center, pick up some gifts, because I'm going to bet there's some unique gifts there.
There really is.
There really is.
Yeah.
If
Right?
you haven't
Thank
been.
you.
It's
Yeah,
really fun. There's
excellent.
There's really fun stuff in there.
And I think it's important as we kind of wind this show down that everybody, it's funny. I lived in Chicago for 4 years, and I lived at one point literally a mile from the Arlington racetrack. The famous Arlington racetrack. I didn't even go to it till the week I was moving. And I remember when I went to it, I remember thinking, why didn't I go here more
should've
often?
come
This is like, what
here.
am I thinking? So go to the Manatee Center
Yes.
because it's a historic, and you're going to learn all about our community and its natural preserves, if you will.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. All right, folks, we're at the end of the show. Thank you so much, Jessica, for coming in. Check out the Manatee Center, which we've been saying right the whole time. And also, don't forget to pick up your tickets for Sounds of the Season. Just go to the Sunrise box office and say, I need 6 tickets for my Florida family and 2 tickets for my out-of-towners as I head to the Manatee Center to get them gifts.
That's right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. A reminder that it's a monthly television show, I almost said weekly. And we're very grateful for WLX-TV for hosting us, and a reminder that it's our children, our community, our future. Now more than ever, folks, we're all in this together. We'll see you next time.